The latest from Rocket Espresso is this, the Giannino. Similar to the Faustino, yet boasting more power, larger burrs, and a few other little things I think you'll like. Hi, I'm Peter from Coffee Parts, and we have here the Rocket Giannino. Now this is a 390 watt, 55mm flat burr grinder, which sits between the Rocket Faustino at 50mm burrs and the Rocket Fausto, which has 65mm burrs. What makes these burrs different is that they're not only 55mm, but they're a screwless design which has been patented by Rocket. Now, the top burr effectively has, although it's 55mm in the geometry, the actual burr has almost an inbuilt carrier, or it goes wider. On the outside, you've got 3 divots where the screws from the top plate here go through, and that holds the burr from moving, and then the vertical height is pushed down from the rubber on the top of the burr carrier. The bottom burr has a very different internal diameter, which means that you're getting a lot more surface area, and the geometry really is changing things compared to standard 55mm burr with the 3 holes going through the middle. And that makes it quite unique, and when it comes to grinding coffee, you really do notice the difference in uniformity and consistency, especially compared to other 55mm burr grinders. And that changes the game for this grinder. When it comes to using and dialing in this grinder, it really is easy. So to dial in the grinder, you got a stepless Micrometric design, and it's done by turning the knob here. Now this knob is a really nice bit of aluminium, typical in Rocket fashion. It really is finished, compared to say the Eureka with their little plastic knobs. When it comes to dialing in the time, on the screen here you got 3 times, single, double and triple, but you can really dial into whatever time you want. I like running the single for a single basket, the double for a double basket, which is what I actually use. And on the triple, I normally run it as a purge button. So the lowest amount of time you can set this grinder up for is half a second. Because the grinder has very low retention, about 0.2 of a gram exchange, what I normally do is set up the triple for half a second, lock in the triple, grind it out. So you got half a second, get rid of that coffee, and now when I do my shot, I'm running the freshest grind possible. Makes it really easy. And talking about the portafilter support, it does hold the portafilter in place for hands-free operation. Now, one thing I didn't mention, obviously, is turning on this grinder. Every grinder has an on-off switch. One thing they've done really cool is hidden the switch under the grinder. So it really does allow for that beautiful seamless look. And something that I mentioned in most videos, and it's probably more of a me thing, is the power cord. It comes out at the bottom, so if you did have a kitchen where you drilled the hole through the bench, you can really make it a seamless design. Or if you have this grinder on one side or the other of the machine, you can make it come out underneath and then go under your machine in whatever way you want it. And it really does allow for a minimalistic, beautiful design on the bench. So obvious question, design aside, what's the coffee like? Let's grind out a double shot and find out. Locking it in, pressing double, and just grinding. Even visually, the grind is very consistent. You're not seeing clumpy, you really are seeing a nice grind, even just from a visual perspective. Moment of truth. The espresso is nice, full-bodied and textured with nice clarity. Now bear in mind, different coffee machines will result slightly differently. This is a vibrating pump machine. If it'd been a rotary, it would be a little bit nicer, but it's what I expect. I'm actually really happy with this coffee. In reality though, if you're comparing this grinder just on specs, it sits on the more premium end of the market. So if you're comparing a 55mm flat burr grind-on-demand grinder. Where this grinder is a little bit different is on that patented design of that screwless burrs. They really are nice. And Rocket being Rocket, it's got that timeless design and really beautiful build. So where do I see this grinder? I see this for those that already have a Rocket coffee machine, say a Giotto, Mozzafiato, R91. They really like beautiful design and they still want beautiful coffee grounds, but the design matters, the look and feel, the build quality matters. So I see this in homes with beautiful coffee setups. And one thing we've noticed at our warehouse, now we sell equipment, both home and commercial, we're really noticing that the more beautiful, more premium, more well-built and put together equipment with beautiful brand stories is starting to outsell just that value for money spec sheet. So people aren't comparing on specs anymore, they're actually comparing on overall design and philosophy. And for me personally, I love that because I really love beautiful things. So my question to you is, where does value for money and design come into play for you? Do you prefer value for money with still the results, but you're looking more at the value of how that grind works and how much it costs? Or do you look at everything for more holistic? You really like beautiful, timeless design. Let me know, timeless design or value for money in the comments below. And like always, if this video has brought you value, hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Thank you and see you on the next video.